Jeremiah Smith, one of the many players Buckeyes fans are excited about for this upcoming season. A team that made the CFP quarters last year, 1 year after winning a national title, have a new OC in Arthur Smith. Brian Hartline off to USF as the head coach. Smith, QB Julian Sayin highlight the returnees, but a lot of high-profile departures, particularly on the defensive side. And so, Jake, just kind of big picture, 30,000 feet, thoughts on the Buckeyes?
Well, they're going to be one of the best teams in college football.
Okay, it's a good place to start.
There? Yeah, when you got Jeremiah Smith, what's the comp for Jeremiah Smith? I compare him to like a LeBron James in the sense where he's just such a. Well, I mean, look, he is a celebrity there in Ohio in college football. I mean, he's the type of player where if he's on the field, everyone on the field and the sidelines is aware of where he is, and he can impact a game to help his other teammates. Now, the question is, as it applies to the offensive side of the ball, and I know we'll talk about the defense too because they're replacing a lot of guys. Who steps up to replace Carnell Tate? Chris Henry, the talented freshman. Him and Jeremiah, their best strengths are contested. They're contested catch wide receivers, big, strong, capable, 50-50 ball wide receivers. Carnell Tate was a great separator, also had the contested catch ability. I wonder if Brandon Inniss can take that next step to kind of fill in as maybe a more option route, slot route guy. But you mentioned Arthur Smith. You look at his history, he utilizes the tight ends a lot in his offense. And a guy I'm buying stock in that no one's really going to talk about as much is Nate Roberts, the tight end. He was a freshman last year. When we would call the games, Ryan Day, Hartline, even Sayin would say, man, we think Nate Roberts has a chance to be really, really special. So as you mentioned, some of the star power on the outside, Nate Roberts is a guy that can win some of those matchups. But to me, for the Buckeyes, Dave, the trenches are going to decide the season.
Right.
It just is. And they're returning a lot on the offensive line, but that doesn't mean the offensive line suddenly becomes elite. They're returning a lot of an offensive line that's a bit inconsistent, especially against the best teams. I think the offensive and defensive line are going to decide the season for the Buckeyes.
That, to me, is the big question. We saw in the national championship season, there were kind of questions about the offensive line all along the way. They actually had some injuries, too.
Yeah.
And then it just came together.
Yep.
In that CFP run. Last year, to your point, it felt like against the best teams, they couldn't always run the ball when they wanted to. And that's the bar for Ohio State. It's what do you do against the truly elite competition. I felt like in the Miami game, the offensive line didn't have its best day.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Again, there are a lot of pieces there, and you're nitpicking a little bit, but that's what you do when you're talking about Ohio State. Interested in the defense because the personnel turnover is significant. I mean, we just went through the first round of the NFL draft, and we're talking about a lot of these guys. So, ergo, you've lost some real talent there. That said, I mean, the job Matt Patricia did was amazing. He came in last year. There were 3 returning starters on that defense, and we're talking about Matt Patricia adjusting from the NFL, and you lost Jim Knowles, who did such a great job, and blah, blah, blah. And they ended up being better, I would argue, on defense. So, what do you see here as Patricia in year 2 tries to mold this new group?
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up because I called Ohio State's spring game last year, and it was a very similar conversation of how much they're replacing in terms of quantity of lost players. But the difference is the players that they were returning were the key pieces of this defense. Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles. We had heard about Arvell Reese a ton. We had heard about his capability, and he certainly took that jump. But I think for those guys, what was so interesting and why losing those pieces are so important, those were all extremely intelligent, multiple football players. We saw all 3 of those guys, among others, line up all across the formation. And that's how Matt Patricia was able to create a pre-snap schematic advantage. They were able to just confuse defenses. Now you're losing not just NFL talent, but really smart, intelligent football players. That's the piece. Ohio State's always going to have talented players. Go down the list. But what are those guys that are going to be those chess pieces for Matt Patricia's defense? I think that's going to be a key part to look for.
And that's why you have spring practice.
Exactly.
To figure stuff like that out.
Yes.
As people who have been privy to being at Ohio State practices through the years, we know there will be no lack of elite talent. And then the question is, to your point, how do you fit it together? Matt Patricia did an amazing job with that last year. The challenge is intensified a bit by the fact that this schedule, I mean, if I were to use one word to describe it, I think difficult would be that word. They go to Texas in the non-conference. They got Illinois and Iowa, the first 2 conference games. Go to Indiana and USC, back-to-back. You got a bye in there, but still, they come home for Oregon. The Michigan game is at home. All but one of those conference games is against a bowl team from last year, so this will be a challenge, no question, Jake.
Oh, yeah, and let's point out the road tests there in the first half of the schedule. I mean, at Texas, at Indiana, at Iowa. I mean, that like you're gonna learn everything you need to know about this team. And again, go back to the Texas game last year. Of course, that was in Columbus, but they won that game behind their defense. I mean, Arch Manning was completely lost. I've listened to some of Sarkisian talk. He talks about this Texas team like they have a chance to go make a run at a national title. Of course, Arch Manning is back. But even on the road at Iowa is never an easy test. We know Indiana is now for sure an emerging superpower, like Cignetti said. Your defense has to travel and a run game has to travel to win these road games. Just to go back to what we were just saying, we're going to find out a lot about what the ceiling of this Buckeye football team is there in the first half of the schedule. Of course, the challenges don't stop there because there's a lot of great teams on the back half as well.
No, but to your point, virtually right off the bat. I mean, second game, you go to Texas. By the way, the get-in price for that game as of this morning, about $500.
It's a lot.
Just to get in the stadium.
Yeah.
It is going to be a much-anticipated game. It's really cool to have two superpowers like that collide at the outset of the year. Remember, you can see the Ohio State spring game here on the Big Ten Network on Saturday, coming your way at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can also see it, as always, on the Fox Sports app. After a tumultuous offseason, which included the dismissal of head coach Sharon Moore, the Michigan Wolverines turning the page this spring. Kyle Whittingham taking over the program after a wildly successful run at Utah. Wolverines will play their spring game this coming weekend here on the network. Here's Whittingham on where things stand at this point in the spring.
Two-thirds through, 10 down, 5 to go. It's been a very productive first 10 practices. A lot of positives. Offense is progressing. Defense is progressing. I mean, everything's on track to where you would hope it would be. There's new schemes on both sides of the ball. So that was the first order of business, is to get those schemes installed and up and running, which we have done. Guys are working hard. Really haven't had a bad practice. Some better than others, obviously, but nothing where you can say, hey, that was a step backwards. So it's positive in that respect.
So that's the story from Kyle Whittingham. Again, kind of same picture question I asked you with Ohio State. Big picture, where do you see Michigan here as they head towards the end of spring practice?
Well, how could you not buy into Kyle Whittingham? I mean, he's a future Hall of Fame head coach. And, you know, when I listen to his press conferences, when I've had a chance to interact with him, he invites your belief into who he is and his vision for the program. And I was reading something this morning, actually, like he's just a guy that gets it. Like, hey, he comes over from Utah, Pac-12 school formerly, obviously in the Big 12 now. But, you know, a lot of the question is, hey, do you understand the history of Michigan football? He's read about Bo Schembechler. He's read about Lloyd Carr. He's really poured himself into this program, and I do think that matters. And it's just an indication that Whittingham is absolutely bought into bringing Michigan to where everybody sees their potential to be, which is competing for titles every single year. Of course, now the question becomes let's start with Bryce Underwood. I mean, that's going to be the big topic that we're talking about. And he said that the offense has progressed. Some of the practices I went through, it wasn't the best day for Bryce, but the question is can you learn from those mistakes? And it seems like they're inviting Bryce to go out there and play his game. Some of the clips they're posting on social media, his legs are much more involved. I think that's going to be critical. It makes an offense so much more hard to defend. But I'd say, similar to Ohio State, what's going to define Michigan's season is their trenches. Bringing in Jim Harding from Utah, great hire. I think that's one of the most important hires. He's going to have two first-round Utah offensive linemen selected in this year's NFL draft. Michigan returns a lot of experience on that offensive line. That's going to help Bryce. That's going to help their running game. That's going to help their defense. And you have a legendary offensive line coach to steer the path there. The defensive line is the one that's a little bit more up in the air, but everything I've heard and everything I've seen, I think the defensive line is actually starting to show some major progress. And to win in this conference at the highest level, the trench play is going to be key.
Defense was ahead of the offense, no doubt, throughout the season last year. I want to back up a little bit on the offense and just tell me about Jason Beck's scheme and what we can expect there, and to your point, how they might utilize Underwood a little differently.
Before spring ball, Whittingham came out, and what I loved is there was a clear and defined plan. Like, if you don't have a clear and defined plan, you're kind of guessing at that point. You don't know what works. So he came into this with a clear and defined plan for Bryce Underwood, and one of the key words is this was going to be a much simpler offense for him, because we know he has talent, but the less he has to think, the more his talent can start to shine through. So there's a great potential for growth for Bryce. But the other thing is starting for him, can he invest into this offense as well? It sounds like the wide receivers are talented. We know Andrew Marsh flashed. They've mentioned that they feel they're 3 or 4 deep in that room. Again, the run game's going to be there. Having his legs involved, I think, makes a player feel like they're making plays, which should increase his confidence. Bryce has all the talent in the world, but it's going to be up here for him as a quarterback. And it sounds like they got everything in place for him to really master this offense so the talent can shine through next fall.
Let's dive into that schedule real quick here for Michigan. It is certainly not as challenging as Ohio State's, but it's still really tough. I mean, they have the return game with Oklahoma. Remember, they went to Norman last year. Conference schedule opens with Iowa. They have Penn State and Indiana at home. Those are on back-to-back games, so that will not be easy. Have to go to Oregon and Ohio State. They do face 3 non-bowl teams from last year: Rutgers, Michigan State, and UCLA. Again, no guarantee those will be non-bowl teams this year, but again, just relative challenge in terms of what Ohio State had with just 1 non-bowl team. There's no easy schedule in the Big Ten. This is, I mean, again, this is really challenging, but how would you assess where this fits in here for Michigan and how you see them matching up with that group?
Well, I would again say it's a continuation of our point is who is Bryce Underwood going to be? What does this new look offense look like? And we're not going to have to wait long, because 2 of their first 4 opponents are known for their defense in Oklahoma and Iowa. The benefit for them that Ohio State doesn't have is they're playing Oklahoma and Iowa at home.
Right.
So it's not like you're having to go on the road. Last year there was some communications issues for true freshman Bryce Underwood on the road at Oklahoma. Now you get to play Oklahoma and Iowa at home. It's very similar to Ohio State, where I think going into October, we're going to learn a lot and have a lot of data to be able to say and project what this season will be for Michigan. Last year was the schedule set up nicely for Michigan last year, and they got to 9 wins. There's not an easy path to 9 wins this year. It's going to be much more challenging. But I think once we see them take on Oklahoma, once we see them take on Iowa, how Bryce looks, how the offense looks, we'll be able to project, hey, is this team going to be competing for a playoff spot? And again, with Whittingham as the head coach, that should be the standard every year.
No doubt. Really, really challenging. And I think all of it just speaks to how good this league is. You look up and down, and man, well, that's a tough game. Yeah. That's a tough game. I do think the beauty of it is, and you can talk about, people can debate, do you like the expanded playoff? Do you not like the expanded playoff? You can lose a couple along the way and still be in the hunt, particularly when you've got a program with a new coach taking over. There might be a little bit of a learning curve here, but if Michigan can catch fire there down the stretch, they absolutely can be in that conversation. And you're going to get a sneak peek at the Wolverines, Cal Whittingham's team, in action at the Big House. Live coverage kicks off at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on Saturday here on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.